in such a nasty day, perfect day to stay home and cook. So, gonna make a tomato fish stew. Start. I'm gonna get those tomatoes peeled. So, a little bit of ice, a little bit of water, get that prep because you're gonna shock the tomato. Put it in boiling water, then put it in ice cold water so you can take the skin off. And then to prep the tomato, you pour the top and you make an incision as an X. The moment you're done with that, take your boiling water that I already have, you throw in your tomato. Takes 2 seconds, maybe a minute or so, not even that, 30 seconds. So you've got your tomato boiling. Now you got here your ice water. And done in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. So take your tomato, throw it in the ice cold water. That's called shocking, by the way, in case you didn't know. And then the skin peels right off. And as soon as you finish peeling the skin, which should be very easy, comes right off, then you just cut it in half and you squeeze out the seeds, but cut it on the fat part, not from top to bottom, but from side to side. And then you just squeeze all the seeds out of it, because the seeds are what makes you get heartburn. The seeds is what is acidic. So that is part 1. So now let me show you how quickly cut your vegetables. You're gonna need onion, peppers, garlic, and for the onion, cut the top and the bottom, slice through the top, peel the first layer, remove the core, little triangle, comes right out, and then you do this, go in through the top, and then to the side. P.S. You need a sharp knife. And then you get perfect cubes. That's the way we're gonna chop all of the onion, the peppers, almost the same thing. You take down the side. And if you happen to have any of the white, this just with your knife, just scoop it out. Easy breezy. And the same thing, you want cubes. I already cubed. I'm using tricolor pepper, red, yellow, and the orange. This is the orange, obviously. And you want to do like maybe, not massive cubes, but not little tiny brunoise. So just cubes is good. And then the tomato is the same thing. Once you take out the seeds, cut like this, length, then across, just to get some nice cubes. And then the garlic. The garlic, moi je suis français, but we're gonna do it Italian style, which is easy. Bam. And bam. And done. And I'm using 4 tomatoes, 3 peppers, 1 onion, and about 10 garlic cloves. While I'm waiting for the oil to heat, I'm gonna make a bouquet garni, which is gonna add flavor and scent to it. So just gonna take some parsley stem and thyme. Gonna put them both together and gonna take some string and tie them up. Go like this, down the length to make a little bundle, and then just tie it normally and double knot it. You're gonna drop this in when it goes in the oven and then easily take it out when it's done. I have a mix of salt and pepper ready mixed. White pepper, I like white pepper, classic French, but you can use black pepper if you like, and salt. First, the onion. It's very important the way that how you saute your vegetables. So the first one you want to put in is your onion. You want to put them to sweat a little bit. The second vegetable you're going to put are your peppers. The last thing you're going to place out of this family is the garlic. And once you take the garlic, because garlic burns real fast, but you want it to get it a little bit golden. You want to get the onion a little bit translucent. And then at the very end, you add the tomato and you let that reduce a little bit. And remember, every time you add, so I'm adding this just a little bit in advance just to show you. Every time you take your peppers, anytime you bring a new ingredient, salt and pepper. Seasoning, always. Otherwise, you're gonna get the bland food. Once the tomato is looking like kind of dry, take a little bit of wine, a little bit for the stew, a little bit for the chef. Nice and dry. I'm using Gavi, which is Gavi Lascolca, which is pretty nice, dry Italian wine. So normally, I would let this dry out a little bit, but because we're going to stew it and I'm going to leave it open in the, well, just let the wine dry out, but I'm not going to let it dry out completely. And then right after, I am going to add stock, chicken broth. In the meantime, I'm getting these are cod fillets, and they're wild cod. They come frozen from Whole Foods, and I've used them before for stew. They're really good. So always remember salt and pepper. I have the oven preheating at 375. You could do 380. Salt and pepper, remember, you don't salt and pepper, it's gonna be bland. So now, I'm letting the acidity cook out a little bit from the wine. As you can see, the tomatoes are reconstituting. Then we're going to take the stock, add the stock, and then we're going to take this amazing mixture and we're going to pour it right on top of the fish. I'm going to wash my hand. It smells like fish. So take this. I see the pan. Add this wonderful thing to it. Want to make sure that you get your fish really well in there, and at the bottom of the pan it's not touched, because then it's going to burn as you bake it. So you don't want that. You just want the liquid at the bottom, liquid at the top. You have your bouquet. And while I was working on that, I happen to like parsley by itself. I chopped the rest of the parsley, and all that parsley I'm going to throw in here as well. I'm going to mix it well. And I'm going to put it uncovered in the oven. Like normally I would let it dry out a little bit in the pan, but because I want to make this an easy recipe, you don't have to wait for that. You can just kind of throw it in like this and let it dry out by itself inside the oven. We'll see when it's done. Should take about 30-40 minutes to an hour.